Championship Wrestling.
Guess who? Guess who? Tell me, guess who?
I know who you are.
Yeah, you ought to know. Let me tell you something.
Brody.
I don't want to get personal with you, or nobody else for that matter. But don't shuffle me as another name on Championship Wrestling. You know, when I came in the country from overseas last week, I was passing through Los Angeles and saw the show on TV. Gordon Soley telling everybody how big Bruiser Brody is. Everybody who knows anything about professional wrestling knows how big I am. You don't need to tell them how big, what kind of wrestler I am. What they want to know and what you want to know is what I can do in the ring. If what they heard about what I do in the ring is true, don't give him the gaga about he's another big goof, 300 pounds in the wrestling business. Don't give him the gaga about what a good wrestler I am, because none of that matters. You get down to the guts of the situation and tell him exactly what I do in the ring. That way, I'm going to get along with you. I'm going to get along with everybody. The wrestlers, the promoters, the fans, and mostly you.
Yeah, well, all right, I'll tell you what, Mr. Brody, we have a match scheduled. Big Jim Duggan is scheduled to wrestle right now, and if you don't mind, we'll just turn it over to our ring announcer. What? Well, I'll be... Bruiser Brody charges in as Rose started to come to him. It's Bruiser Brody after Rose. The referee calling for the bell as he is disqualified. Ooh! Slammed him into that ring apron. Now it has... Brody just going berserk here on Pat Rose. Just went absolutely berserk. And again, Rose literally demolished by this man, Brody, and...
Now talk to me. I feel a whole lot better right now than I did a couple minutes ago when I was out here. You know, a lot of guys can come out here week after week, and they can shoot their big mouths off. And I'll probably be the biggest offender there's ever been, because I got a great big yapper that nobody's been able to close. I told you, and I told everybody who watches this show, I don't care whether it's on the East Coast or the West Coast, I came here for a reason. Don't think I'm looking for work. I'm not. I came here because I was asked. I was asked personally to come here. And don't mistake me, I wasn't asked to come here for money, because what I'm going to do here, I don't want paid for. I come here on a personal favor for a very, very personal friend of mine. And what's going to happen? Go ahead, butt in, because I know we're going to have a lot of conflict.
Well, I'm just a little...
But I'm going to make it clear, this is a beginning. Don't say I've never seen nothing like it, because you're going to see a lot more of it.
Well...
Your integrity is at stake, solely.
Well, Mr. Brody, if you wish to speak to me, if you'll move over to this side, I'll be more than happy to carry on a discussion with you at this point in time, but I would prefer a little calmness.
Pick me apart. I'm not going to yell at you, and I'm not going to yell at nobody looking at me. Pick me apart. You got something you want to know about me?
No, sir, it wasn't a particular situation of anything that I wanted to know about you. I think I know quite enough about you. We saw you in action last week here on television, and I think that certainly spoke for itself.
No. You know, I saw that film, too, that you're talking about. I made the darn thing. I know what was on the film. You know what was on the film. Obviously, the promotion here knows what was on the film. The only people that don't know what was on that film is you. You didn't get to see it. Why? Why was the film cut? Why doesn't everybody get the same opportunity you got and I got?
Well, first of all, sir, there was a certain amount of scrupulous editing that had to be done.
No.
Let's take a look at it. Let's go back and take a look at it again then.
Put the film on.
All right, the introduction's being made at this time. You're being introduced at this point in time, and as I made mention at this time, here's a man, your opponent, 260 pounds, and yet you frankly dwarf him.
Let me tell you something. Tell him the truth, why the film wasn't showed in its entirety. I want to ask everybody, I want to ask you just to stop and think. When is the last time For some of you people that have been watching sports for a long time, do you remember Carmen Barcillo, the old boxer from New York? Do you remember how his career ended? Have you ever seen an eye? I mean an eye when it swells about the size of a beach ball. I mean it's closed. There's no blood, there's nothing. It's closed. It's completely sealed. It's weeping from the side.
Well, see, Mr. Brody.
Let me tell you something. If you can see the film, they can see the film.
Well, we're watching it right now.
Show the film. I know why the film wasn't shown to everybody. I told you I'm going to be completely honest with you and everybody that watches this show every week. The film was not shown for the simple reason nobody in the state of Georgia or anywhere else in the country would extend an invitation to me to come and get in the ring with them. For some reason, you got wrestling mixed up with the Follies Brigade around here. I never seen so many, and I mean so many, pretty young boys, blonde hair, pink underwear, or whatever they're wearing. Somewhere along the line, everybody here got the Follies Brigade mixed up with professional wrestling. Wrestling is not shooting your mouth off and dressing pretty in the ring. Wrestling is going in the ring and totally disabling the man any way you know how. If you're going to criticize me for doing what the sport is all about, well, then maybe they need to find new people to put in the ring with me, new people to do the announcing, and new people to do the promoting. Wrestling is a fight. It's not a game, it's a fight. And that's exactly what they didn't want to show you on that film. You understand, and I know they understand.
Well, may I just say this, Mr. Brody?
First, from Texas at 270 pounds.
Man, Johnny Howard and Brody just charged the ring, and he is... He came in like a wild man and has Howard outside the ring. He's totally demolished him. And this man, Howard, Brody after him. And Howard in tremendous pain as he had no chance whatsoever. Brody, his immense size, tremendously powerful now, continues to punish this guy. Howard has him totally stunned, and I would say referee checking, but it is Howard, and you could tell that time that he's all but out on his feet. Brody has him up once again. Brody has him under complete control again. Brody smashes at him. And Brody, almost like a man possessed when he comes into a ring, he is the consummate of one-on-one conflict. There's certainly no question about that. And it is Brody continuing the punishment. Just total, complete punishment here. He's allowing this man absolutely no surcease whatsoever. Brody has him outside and is now continues to plant the boots, but the count is on. Brody could be counted out. Count was broken momentarily, and it is Brody pushing the man back into the ring. But this man Howard has had absolutely no chance whatsoever. Brody in complete control of the situation. Crashes down on him again, and it is... a count of three, and it is all over. It is all over. His opponent is totally and completely helpless on the canvas. Brody has absolutely demolished this man, and we'll take a moment to take a word or two with this man, Bruiser Brody. I'll just ask you one question, sir. You allowed this man no opportunity whatsoever.
So what?
Well, you didn't even wait for the bell to ring. You hit the ring and charged the man.
You know, you're a little confused, Gordon Soley. And so is a whole lot of other people about me. Gordon Soley out here 2 weeks ago saying Brody's full of beans. The name of the game is wrestling. I seen some big goof out here with a chain. I seen people out here talking about cages.
Well, wait just a second. Brody after that man again and pushing him aside, and Brody... Well, I don't understand this at all.
Are you happier now? Are you happier now? I bet you're a whole lot happier. I don't know what it's going to take to make my point around here, but believe it, when I say it, there ain't no limit. No limit at all. I don't care what everybody else does when they get in the ring. I mind my own business. And my business is just what happened here. Whether you like it, they like it.
Oh, shut up! I like it.
I think that's quite enough.
Or anybody else likes it.
Yeah, well, we'll terminate the conversation at this point, Mr. Brody. And we're going to have to get some help for this man. He's going to have to be helped out of this situation. Join me here. He's been running roughshod over opponents ever since he arrived here in the...
You know, you got Indians around here, you got muscle men around here, and you got a bunch of silly-looking blondes imposing as men around here. Let me explain something to you. I made it real clear. Evidently, you want to sacrifice this young Bruce Reed for the job that nobody else can do. Well, it suits me. I know Bruce Reed from a long time ago. I beat him many times. And I'm telling you, he's going to be in the first match. He's going to be in the last match. And when I say the last match, I mean the last match in the state of Georgia. Because I'm going to run him out before he lives up to any of that gaga that you've been spreading around about him.
Well, just a moment, Mr. Brody. Let's just do this if we have a second.
And furthermore, I want to make sure you know I'm the janitor. I'm here to clean up the stink that's been hanging here for the last year and a half.
I'll tell you what, we're talking about Bruce Reed. Let's just take another look at Bruce Reed. When he was in a match against the Freebirds, this match is in... A few moments later, you were in a match against a man by the name of Tommy Wright. You had already defeated the man. The match was over. The referee was gone from the scene. And suddenly you went back into the ring to continue punishing this man. Why?
Gordon, you don't understand. And evidently the promoter here don't understand either. If I can't get in the ring with the world's champion when I come to Atlanta, Georgia, then I don't belong in the ring with nobody. If I can't get in the ring with the #1 guy here in the area, then I don't belong in the ring.
Well, you may
have no intentions of continually going out here with the garbage you throw me in the ring with.
Well, all right, I'll tell you what, then let's take a look. He was punishing Tommy Wright. No question about this. When one man decided it was time to put a stop...
I was doing what I wanted to do to him.
Let's go to the closing moments of this situation, if we may. Bruce Reed has hit the ring, and Bruce Reed pounding away at Brody. Bruce Reed pounding away at Brody. And Brody finally leaves the ring. Well, I will say one thing. It seems to me you left the ring rather hurriedly.
You know, I'm not only big, but I'm smart. You know, Bruce Reed, you remind me when I went fishing and put one of those little minnows on the hook and threw it in the ocean, and one of them great big dumb catfish opened his big yapper and took it in his mouth. Then I took him home, skinned the hide right off of him, and ate him. Ate him.
Thank you very much, Bruiser Brody. I think that is sufficient.